Hello and welcome back. Good morning. Today's practice is a little short morning routine practice. I really highly recommend having a little bit of a morning routine that you do each day where you have a little bit of stillness, a little bit of going inward, a little bit of breathing, a little bit of movement to wake up your body gently, to set the tone for your day, to set an intention for your day. It can really make a world of difference. It is just, for me, it's one of my favorite times of the day. I love my morning routine, and so today I'm going to share just a little short yoga routine that you could do easily each morning. It's pretty gentle. Some of my favorite postures to do first thing in the morning to wake up every little bit of my body slowly, easily, and nicely. So we're going to take a moment to do a little bit of breathing and to come inward and be still for a moment, and then we are going to move just a bit, and it's going to be pretty short and simple. So I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. When you are ready, find a seat on your mat, a comfortable position, whatever feels good for you. I always like to start my morning by just sitting. So let's just sit and let's close our eyes. And if you need to sit on something to raise your hips up or put pillows or blocks under your knees to support your knees, please do that. Make sure you're in a position where you feel supported here. And start to bring your awareness to your breath. You can slow it down a little bit if that feels accessible for you. But just notice where you're feeling it in your body, how it's feeling this morning. Maybe it is a little shallow today. Maybe you're breathing more in your chest. Can you bring your breath down more into your belly breathing? Do a little check-in with your body. See how your body's feeling. Are you holding tension anywhere? Are you wanting to grip your shoulders or your neck or your hips? If you notice that anywhere is holding tension or wanting to grip, see if you can release that a little bit with your next exhale. Now let's go into a few rounds of our yogic or three-part breath. And this is a breathing where we are going to fill up our belly with breath, and then we're going to, once the belly is filled with breath, we'll move it up into the lower chest, and then once the lower chest is filled with breath, we'll move it up into the upper chest, and once the upper chest is filled with breath, we'll move back down with our exhale, starting at the top and moving back down, and so the belly is then the last thing to empty. And I even like to imagine breathing all the way up through the top of my head, and then the breath kind of coming back down this way from the top of the head all the way down, and then emptying out through the belly. So we'll try a few rounds of that. So on your next exhale, exhale all your breath out. And then breathing in through your nose, you can fill your belly up with breath. Once the belly is so full it can't bring any more breath in, you can move it up into the lower chest, up into the upper chest, until you're completely filled to capacity with breath. And then we're going to exhale starting from the top, emptying out the chest, emptying out the lower chest, and then emptying out the belly. This three-part breath is so good for you. It really activates all the areas of the lungs, and it allows us to fill completely up with fresh breath and then exhale all of the stale air out, get everything out. It's very cleansing first thing in the morning. So we'll do a couple more rounds on your own time. And as you're breathing, just notice if you are wanting to lift your shoulders up or tighten your jaw, and see if you can release any of that. And just focus on the breathing. And now, one other breathing technique that I like to do, and I like to do a lot of breathing techniques in the morning, and I have another video on that if you're interested in that. But another one I like to do first thing in the morning is Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati is a forceful exhale and a passive inhale through the nostril. It is very energizing. It really helps us wake up, bring a lot of new energy into our body, and clear our mind a little bit. And I'll demonstrate it once, and then you can try it with me. So it's just a forceful breath. You're breathing with our abdomen, so we are doing our diaphragmatic breathing here. you'll hear an audible sound as you forcefully exhale all the breath out of your nostrils, and then it's a passive inhale, so you don't even have to think about it. You'll inhale naturally, and so it will sound something like this. Now, another reason why it's good to do this one first thing in the morning is because this should be done on an empty stomach. So if you are practicing this right now and you've just had something to eat, maybe wait on this one and come back to it next time that you practice first thing in the morning, but this one should be done on an empty stomach. So we'll do just a few rounds of Kapalabhati. So exhale all of your breath out, and then you can take your next inhale, and we'll begin with a round of 10 breathing. We'll take a break. On the last breath, you can let all of it out, can force all that breath out of your nostrils with a little bit of an extended exhale. We'll do another round of 10, and then we'll try one round of 20, okay? So exhale all the breath out, inhale, and beautiful. Hopefully you're feeling a little energized already. We'll do one more round this time. We're going to do for 20. If that feels to be too much, you can pause at any point. And on the last breath, we'll do a little bit of an extended exhale to get all that last breath out. So exhale, inhale, and just take a moment of stillness here. Breathing normally. Notice if any thoughts come into your mind. Just let them pass by. Beautiful. Now, with your next inhale, let's bring our arms all the way up over our head. Big inhale in, bring the arms up. Exhale, open the arms wide, open the chest, open the whole body here. Breathing out, and then let's take a side body stretch over to the right. Place your right fingers on the ground and take a nice big arch towards the right, trying to keep your left hip planted on the earth as much as you can. You can look up under the arm if you want to. You can look down. Just finding little bits in here where you can get a little extra stretch in wherever it feels really good. Inhale, come back up to center, opening the arms wide, and then going over towards the left. Same thing, left fingertips on the mat, right arm can reach long. And for all the things we're doing here, just play around with them and find spots that feel good for you. This is really all about you. I really like my morning routine to be a little bit more intuitive movement, opening up to the center. Let's place our hands on our knees, and we're going to do a little cat-cow variation here. So with an inhale, you can kind of pull on your knees a little bit, opening the chest, looking up, growing tall. Exhale, curling in, looking towards the belly button. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, curling in, looking in towards the belly button. Again, inhale, looking up, opening the chest, opening the heart. Exhale, curling in. And if you want, you can take some circles here. So starting from the back, this position, we can take our chest over to the right, to the front, to the left, and to the back. Let's do another that way. And you can pull on your knees a little bit here for a little bit extra support. And then let's reverse to the left, front, side, back. One more time, left, front, side, back. And now we're going to roll over our feet and come into our tabletop position. And we'll do a couple cat-cows here too, because I just think they're so nice first thing in the morning. And you can curl your toes under here. So inhale, looking up, opening the chest. Exhale, curling in, looking towards the belly button. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, curling in. And then let's find a neutral spine. And I like to do this in the morning because it wakes up both sides of the brain hemisphere and it gets the brain talking to each other on both sides. So lift your right arm up. And if you want to just stay here, you can just stay here if you're feeling like this is good. Or you can lift your left leg up too. And this is where we can start to work on that opening and connecting of the two sides of the brain. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, bring both knee and elbow in together in the center. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, bring them in and place them back down. Let's take one more cat-cow just to reset. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, curling in. Find a neutral spine, lifting the left arm up, and then maybe you lift the right leg up. Inhale, reaching long. Exhale, bringing the elbow and knee in together. Inhale, reaching long. Exhale, bringing the elbow, knee in together, and then place them back down. Now we're going to do just a little bit of shoulder and back opening here. So you can either keep your arm bent with your hand at your head and do it this way. We're going to go close and open. You can also have a straight arm, so you can reach the fingertips up towards the sky. So you pick whichever feels more nourishing to you right now. Inhale, elbow or fingertips up. Exhale, down. Inhale, elbow or fingertips up. Exhale, down. And this time, let's take the right fingertips all the way under the left arm and place the right shoulder on the mat. And you can stay here and open up that back a bit, or you can walk your left fingertips forward if that feels better, just to find a little more space in the back. And then walk it back in. Place the right hand back, and we're going to do the other side. So either the elbow or the fingers. So we'll go open up towards the sky, inhale, and down. Open up towards the sky, inhale, and down. One more time. Inhale, and then this time cross all the way under, placing the left shoulder on the mat. And if you want, you can walk your right fingertips forward if that feels good. You might not need that. You can just play around with whatever feels good for you here. Inhale, come back to your tabletop. And we're just going to walk ourselves back to sit on our heels. Our toes are curled under. I just love to feel this waking up my feet first thing in the morning, opening up the feet. I think it feels so good. And while we're here, we can place our hands palm up right at the crease of your hips. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down so your chest is open. And let's take a couple of head rolls here. So drop your head to the front, your chin to your chest, roll to the side, to the back, to the left, and down. And then reverse to the left, back, and down. Just waking up every little bit of us. And then let's just shake out our hands, shake out our arms a little bit, just waking everything up. And then we can shake those feet out too, because they're probably yelling at you at this point. And I like to curl my toes under and then go just a little reverse. You can either go this way and kind of like a little downward dog variation, or you can just shift back, tick-tock your knees a little bit. And now let's come into our first downward dog. So place the hands, the top of the mat, curl the toes under, lift the hips up, and let's bend our knees really deeply first. So bend those knees. Inhale, exhale. Let's take another inhale. Let's come over into a hovering tabletop. Inhale, engaging the abdominal muscles. Exhale, press back into bent knees. Little downward dog variation. Inhale, coming forward, hovering tabletop. Exhale, back into your bent knees. And then let's lift the heels all the way up. Shift the heels to the right and lower them down to the mat. Just feeling that stretch. Lift the heels up, bring them to the left, lower them to the left. Inhale, bring the heels back up, and then lower them to the center. And you can still keep your legs bent here if you want to. If you feel ready, you can start to stretch them a little bit, reaching the heels towards the mat. Maybe you want to bend one leg, bend the other one. I think that feels really good in the morning. And pressing into the palms of the hands to find some good length in the back and the shoulders as well. Now let's take our right leg. We're going to bring it between the hands, lower the left knee down into a lunge, and just bring the arms up and wide. You can bring them into some cactus arms here to open the chest. Breathe into that. Exhale. And maybe you want to place your hand on your knee and let yourself just stretch a little bit into your hip here. Now there's two ways we can stretch deeper into the hips. We can engage the glutes, and you're a little bit up over the back leg, and then you're reaching forwards. You're going to feel that in the front of the left hip. Or you can release into it without engaging the glutes and just let yourself stretch. So there's two different places you can hit within the hips. Now I like to put my left hand down on the mat here, and I like to kind of come into a little bit of a side stretch here. So basically what I'm going to do is lift my left knee up. I'm going to roll onto the outside edge of my left foot, the outside edge of my right foot, and then reach my hand back towards the back of the mat. This feels good to get into those different little spots in the morning. And then reach forward, reaching that arm long in front of you. Place both hands on the inside of your right foot, and then shift your weight over onto your right foot and come into, you can lift your right heel up. Left leg is long, left foot is flexed. And then switch your weight so you're coming over kind of like a Spider-Man crawl here. You're coming over onto your left side. And then we can shift right away from here, coming back into that lunge with the right knee lifted. We're kind of going to reverse what we just did. Reach the left hand back towards the right toes like we just did, coming onto the outer edge of the right foot and the left foot. Reach it back. Lower the right knee down, come up onto your left knee. Arms come up. Cactus arms, opening the chest. Exhale. Place the hands on the knee, and remember you can either engage the glutes here, growing tall through the front of the hip, or you can release into that stretch. Then place our hands back on the inside. We're going to come back into this side lunge here. Left heel is lifted. We're going to shift our weight forwards. We're going to come into our lunge with the right foot in front, and then we're going to step the left foot to meet the right foot. Feet can be hips distance apart, or they can be right next to each other, whatever feels good. And bend your legs here, and let's just take a waterfall pose. So you're going to hold on to either side of your, or either opposite elbows, and you can even just take a gentle sway if that feels good. And then go ahead and release the hands down to the mat and roll up slowly through your spine, one vertebrae at a time. When you get to the top, let's do a few more of those sways side to side. Just feels nice to get a little loose in the body. And then slowly come back to center. And when you come back to center, we're going to roll the shoulders up, back, and down, opening the palms towards the front. Lift the toes up and place the toes back down, one toe at a time. Lift the heels up now, shifting the weight forwards, coming up onto the ball of the foot, and then lowering the heels back down. And then the hands are still facing forwards. We can open our chest a little bit, looking up slightly on a diagonal, feeling strong in your body, feeling strong in your foundation. Big breath in, exhale. Bend your knees, reach the arms up over the head, inhale, exhale, swan dive over the body into a forward fold. Come halfway up with an inhale, the back reaches long, bending from the hips, exhale, step back into a downward dog here. Inhale, lift the heels up, and then exhale, reach the heels back. Now we're going to roll through the spine, starting at the base. Roll all the way through the spine to a high plank pose, and you can lower your knees here, or you can keep them lifted. And we're going to lower down chaturanga onto the mat. Come into a little baby cobra here, so the forearms are staying on the mat. We can pull on the floor gently to open our chest even more. Make sure the shoulders aren't coming up towards the ears. Exhale, release the chest down. And I love this one. Bring your fingertips outside of the mat, wider than the mat. Come back up into a little baby cobra. And then lower just the right shoulder down. It's just a nice, good stretch for your shoulder. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lower the left shoulder down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lower all the way down, and then maybe you come into a full cobra, bringing the chest all the way up on straight arms. You can even look over your right shoulder, look back to center, look over your left shoulder, look back to center, release down, and then press yourself through all fours to come into a child's pose, and take just a moment to chill here. Now, when you're ready, let's roll back up, sit on the heels, in Hero's Pose here. And close your eyes. And you can either place your palms face up if you want to be in more of an energy of receiving and accepting, or you can place your palms face down if you want to welcome more of an energy of grounding and strength today. And come back to your breath for a moment. And let's take this opportunity to set an intention for your day. And it can be anything. It can be, I want to seek inner peace today. So then maybe throughout your day, whenever you can come back towards yourself and you can access that inner peace. Or maybe your intention today is, I want to be doing abdominal breathing throughout my day. Or maybe it's that I want to be kind to everyone I encounter. There's really no wrong way to set an intention. So take a moment for yourself. It can be one single word, it could be a sentence, it can be anything you want. And set your intention in your mind for today. And now when you're ready, you have your intention. You are strong in your body. You can open your eyes, and I hope you take this with you for the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. These are just some of my favorite things I like to do, but if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, let me know in the comments, and I can do more morning routine videos because I have lots of morning routine yoga practices that I love to do, so I'd love to share more with you, and have a beautiful rest of your day.